Good morning, everybody. We're starting a brand new unit today, all about converting between units of measurement. We're going to be looking at units of length. We're going to be looking at units of capacity, right? How much can something hold? And we're going to be looking at units of weight. All right. Today we're going to start with length, and we're going to be talking about customary units of length. These, when we say customary, we're talking about the units of length that we use here in America. That would be feet, inches, yards, and miles. All right, we'll be talking about metric later. That's the units that everyone else uses. But we're going to start with the units that we use that we're most comfortable with. All right, so what you need to know is that 1 foot equals 12 inches. 1 yard equals 3 feet. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. And then 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. The hardest part about this unit is going to be when we start converting, we're going to have to start deciding, are we going to be multiplying to make that conversion or dividing? So let's see what we have to do in this situation. To build a new swing, Mr. Madison needs 9 feet of rope for each side of the swing and 6 more feet for the monkey bars. The hardware store sells rope by the yard. How many yards of rope does he need? All right, well, so basically we're going to convert these feet into yards. But first, let's just figure out how many feet we have, right? It's got 9 feet for the swing and 6 feet for the monkey bar. So how many feet does he need altogether? So 9 plus 6 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So he needs 15 feet. I'm just going to write feet up here. He needs 15 feet altogether, right? Unfortunately, the hardware store sells rope by the yard, so he can't go in there and ask for 15 feet. He's got to go in there and ask for yards. How many yards is that? Well, let's see. 1 yard equals 3 feet, right? So if he's got a rope here that's 15 feet, so he's got, let's just count them out. There's 1 foot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So he's got 15 feet here, right? Each one of these sections equals a foot. And he wants to figure out how many yards he needs, right? Well, what do we know? 1 yard equals 3 feet. So what if we split this up into groups of 3, right? So there's 1, 2, 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Here's 1, 2, 3. Here's 1, 2, 3. Here's 1, 2, 3. So how many groups of 3 we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means there's 5 yards. Now, what did we do? Did we multiply or did we divide? We divided, right? We took our 15 feet and what did we do to it? We split it up, right, into groups of 3 because 1 yard equals 3 feet, right? We want to take those 15 feet and split it up into groups of 3 because each of those groups of 3, right? Each one of these groups of 3 equals 1 yard, right? 1 yard equals 3 feet, or in other words, we could say 3 feet equals 1 yard, right? So in this case, we divided. Right? And anytime that we go from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, right? Feet are smaller than yards, right? So we went from a small unit to a big unit, therefore we divided. So what is 15 divided by 3? How many groups of 3 are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means 15 feet equals 5 yards. He's going to go to the store, buy 5 yards, and that'll be his 15 feet. Okay? Let's look at another example. Marita orders 12 yards of material to make banners. If she needs 1 foot of fabric for each banner, how many banners can she make? So this is the opposite, right? This time we're going from 12 yards. We got 12 yards. And what do we want to convert it into? We want to turn it into some number of feet, right? In this case, we're going from yards to feet. Yards are bigger than feet. When we go from a big unit to a small unit, we're actually going to go ahead and multiply, and I'll show you why, right? So let's see. In this case, we've got 12 yards. So let's split up into 12 yards. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, right? So we got 12 yards here. And she needs 1 foot of fabric for each banner. So how many banners can she make? So basically they're asking us how many feet are in here, right? Well, if each of these yards equals 3 feet, right? Each one of these yards equals 3 feet. So couldn't we just do 3 feet times the 12 yards, right? So 12 times 3, 12, 24 is 36 feet, right? In this case, we went from a big unit of yards to a small unit of feet. Therefore, we multiplied, right? Because we've got all these yards, but each of these yards equals 3 feet, right? So 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, or in other words, 1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard, right? 1 yard equals 3 feet. We're going from a big unit of yards, trying to convert into a small unit, right? So we're breaking it up into smaller pieces, and then we're going to multiply it, okay? Let's look at a couple more examples. So here's the hint, right? If we go from a small unit to a large unit, we divide. If we go from a large unit to a small unit, we multiply. So let's look at a couple of these. Let's do it without drawing pictures. Let's just see if we can multiply or divide. So here I got 240 inches equals some number of feet. We're going from inches to feet. Are we going from small to big or big to small? Well, in this case, we're going small to big, right? Inches are less than feet because 12 inches equals a foot. So if we're going from small to big, we're going to divide, right? Because we're going to break that 240 up into groups. We're going to say if we have 240 inches, well, and then I know that that 12 inches equals a foot, right? So how many groups of 12 are in this 240, right? If each group of 12 equals a foot, how many groups of 12 are there in 240? Well, let's see. Let's do 240 divided by 12. 12 goes into 24 twice. 2 times 12 is 24. Subtract 0. Bring down the 0. Got to divide, so it's 0, right? There are 0 12s in 0. So that means that there are 20 feet in 240 inches, right? We broke that 240 inches up into groups of 12. All right, let's erase this and let's try another one. I know my video is getting a little long here. That's okay. All right, let's do another couple. Let's see, 100 yards equals how many feet? We're going from yards to feet. What's bigger? Yards are bigger than feet, right? Because 1 yard equals 3 feet. So in this case, we're going from big to small, large to small. We're going to multiply, right? 100 yards, and each yard equals 3 feet, right? So 3 times 100 would be 300, 300 feet. Okay. Why don't you try this next one? 10 feet equals how many inches? Pause the video and try it. Are we going from big to small or small to big? Give it a try. All right, so hopefully you tried it. So let's see, feet to inches. Feet to inches, we're going from large to small again, right? Feet are bigger than inches. So 10 feet, and there are how many inches in a foot? There are 12. Oh, wait. Actually, we're not dividing. Sorry, guys. We're multiplying, right? My bad. We're multiplying because we're going large to small. Feet are larger than inches. 10 feet, and each foot has 12 inches, right? So that's going to be 120 inches. All right, let's try this next one. If you want to pause the video and give it a try, you should. Let's see, 7 feet and 7 yards and 2 feet. Now we're getting complicated, right? Because now we got more than one thing, right? We got 7 yards and we got 2 feet. So I would say let's save this 2 feet for later. How many feet are in 7 yards? Well, yards are bigger than feet, right? So we're going large to small. So we're going to multiply again. So 7 yards. And how many feet are in a yard? 3, right? So 7 times 3 is 21 feet. But let's not forget about these 2 feet, right? So 21 feet plus 2 more feet is 23 feet. All right, and then let's try this last one. Inches to feet. Inches to feet. Inches are smaller than feet. So we're going small to large. So we're going to divide, right? 150 inches. And how many inches are in a foot? 12, right? How many 12s are in 150? Well, let's see. 12 goes into 15 once. 1 times 12 is 12. 15 minus 12 is 3. Bring down the 0. 12 goes into 30, 12, 24, 36. Oh, so let's say 2 times. 2 times 12 is 24. Subtract, and I get 6. I'm just going to put it over here. There's nothing left to put down, right? So we got 12 with a remainder of 6. So that means there are 12 feet in 150 inches. But look, there's some inches left over, right? So that's where those extra inches are, all right? We can split that 150 into 12 groups of 12, and there's 6 left over. All right, guys. No problem the day today because I took too much time here. Take a look at the note sheet, and I'll see you during your teaching time.